Bringing news from the State House and the nation's capital to you. Welcome to On the Record. I'm Matt Sheehan. For this week's segment of On the Record, I'm joined by State Representative Ryan Spain. Good morning, Ryan. How you doing?
Good morning, Matt. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. First, I wanted to ask you about the 2021 state budget. And I wanted to ask you about what challenges that lawmakers are facing. And is there any COVID-19 relief that's helping the state?
We do need COVID relief coming from the federal government. It's needed for every state across the country, and it's needed for our local communities, too, that are struggling and really don't have as many of the tools that other units of government have to balance their budgets. And so we need Congress to engage and to help. And this is important for offering assistance to our small businesses that have been devastated throughout COVID, but also stabilizing units of government from local and to the state of Illinois. In Illinois, we're facing a multi-billion-dollar budget deficit. And so we need the legislature to be working, to be doing its job, understanding where are there opportunities for making adjustments and cuts in our spending, and how can we facilitate economic growth.
Yeah, and obviously one of the leaders of Illinois politics is Speaker Mike Madigan. So, you know, the controversy surrounding Speaker Madigan and ComEd continues. You've been pretty outspoken about wanting the speaker to resign. We've talked about this before, but what are your reasons for it, and who do you think should take his place?
Well, I do think the speaker should resign. I think he has been very destructive for the state of Illinois. He's been speaker since the year I was born, and he's been in the state legislature for 50 years now. And you can certainly say that the pattern of the state of Illinois for the last 50 years has been a steady decline. And I really think the buck does stop with Speaker Madigan. Now, as he is embroiled in scandal in a situation that he has created the culture of corruption and poor ethical activity that really is the dark cloud around the state of Illinois and has been for a long time. So he is desperately looking to clutch to power. He has suggested to members of his caucus that he will help broker an income tax increase this spring. He will continue doing his work to orchestrate partisan gerrymandering of the legislative maps in the state of Illinois. And it really is comments of desperation that underscore why we need to make changes within the state of Illinois.
So at the beginning of the pandemic, you and I talked about 211. Can you explain quickly what that is and how it can help Central Illinoisans?
No, thank you, Matt, and I appreciate your helping to spread the word. Going back into the spring and March, where there was so much confusion going on throughout our communities, and really we were functioning in a true emergency situation, and we're lucky as Central Illinois, as a region, to have a service called 211, and it's administered through the Heart of Illinois United Way and advanced medical transport. And basically we have dispatchers standing by to help solve problems, whether it's non-emergent questions, wondering about COVID symptoms and how you should engage with a medical provider, or other issues, mental health questions, and really dealing with the anxiety and the fear that is really become so common throughout this pandemic, or understanding where local food pantries might be doing deliveries so that you can provide a meal to your family.
I wanted to finish this segment, you know, at the end of this week, you have a holiday diaper drive. Can you tell us more about it and how can people get involved?
One of the things that I noticed early on as an important gap was actually families struggling with the high cost of something that I'm familiar with young kids at home, which is diapers. And diapers are not covered by any of the assistance programs that we have for needy families. And it's one of the most in-demand items at our local food pantries, but is usually one of the most seldom donated items. So here in my legislative office, we're taking the lead. Just behind me to my left are boxes and boxes of diapers that we've been collecting on behalf of needy families throughout Central Illinois. And so we've got one more week to go on our holiday diaper drive, and then we'll be making distributions to our local food pantries. So if you're able to help us, please, and hopefully you can share this on the screen, Matt, contribute to our diaper drive. You can drop diapers here at my legislative office in Peoria, or have them mailed directly to our office, and we'll make sure that they're distributed and put into the hands of families that are really in need of assistance this time of year.
All right, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. This full interview will be posted on our website. That's ciproud.com. Thanks, Ryan.